Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this special figure showcase and review, we're going to be looking at the War for Cybertron Kingdom Voyager class Optimus Primal figure. So, what we're going to do with this video, we're going to unbox him live in a second, have a look at the entire contents of the packaging. We're then going to have a detailed look at him in all three of his modes. Now, he's only got two advertised on the back, but he's also got a bonus bipedial mode, which I will show you that. We'll have a look at the accessories that come with him and how you can use them in both modes. We will also do some comparisons with him and his Netflix version, and we'll see how he displays with some other figures in the Kingdom lineup as well. Before we open him up, I think it's only right that we stop just for a second to appreciate this wonderful box. And I think ever since Kingdom, they've just did this. It was brilliant. Of the war, in fact, no, Earthrise had a few as well. But just this artwork is stunning. So on the front, you've obviously got the alternate mode, which is of course the Beast, and then on the side you've got the robot mode, and that is just it's just simply stunning artwork. It's so good, and I'm so pleased that they continued doing this with Legacy as well. We've also got the lovely and again awesome Kingdom artwork there, so that's for the entire season. That was of course used on Netflix, and we can already see that it's going to take 22 steps when I get rid of the glare to transform him. Now this is obviously already been opened, so I'm just going to open it and continue straight through this. This has just been a request, to be honest, just to go back and do some of the figures that I missed, and in all honesty, I hold my hands up, I didn't get this first time around. A couple of reasons. One, I wasn't particularly I don't really have any nostalgia, shall we say, for the Beast figures. Generation 1 was sort of my era, so the Beast Wars figures didn't really sort of grab my attention. So with these, when they first come out, I wasn't really that fussed. But having brought some, with them being limited edition, etc., they've just completely turned my head, and I'm completely honest, and I hold my hand up, and yeah, I've just been turned and swayed into loving these. Now again, unfortunately, this has been opened, but we've got the instructions there. We've got both swords, which would have been, if you get this brand new guy still, which you still can, it would have been attached underneath here, like so. And there's also a card, which we've got in there. This is the arc, and then I'm just going to set this free. No need to stop the video because the tie wraps, etc., they are already gone. So I'm just going to balance that there, move this out of the way, and what I like to do now is a thing called first impressions, and we just go straight into it. So looking at him instantaneously, we can see he's got a lovely head sculpt. The colour scheme is brilliant, proper red, white and blue. We've got these guns on the back of him. We can see we've got the shoulders there. We'll have a quick look at articulation. You can see he's got a full head swivel, looks up and down. Shoulders, I think this is a butterfly joint as it's known. We've got bicep flexion. We've got, can we turn the wrist? Let's have a look. Yep, we can turn the wrist. We can turn the waist. Ball and sockets by the looks of it, and the top of the hips. Knee flexion, in fact, double knee bend, ankle tilt and rock, and pretty much as you would expect with a new figure, an abundance of articulation. It really is good, maybe a little more so than normal, because obviously his alternate mode is in fact an animal, so he has got so much articulation. It's crazy. Here's a quick look at the two swords, which again have got lots of little adapters and places you can put them on. I will be showing you how to use and pop all these on later on in the video, but for now, I think again with first impressions, we can just see that this looks great, a bit like robotics coming in and out of the shin. Again, more robotics up under the skin, shall we say, here and there. This can obviously all be covered up in the alternate mode. Just loads of little bits of detail, to be fair, that I think again, it completely turned my head, and it just made me realise, you know what, these are actually great. So I think what we need to do is turn this around actually and locate it there, and also we can lift up this little skirt bit as well. So I think that's about enough for first impressions. He's looking great. Now we need to have a proper detailed look at him in his alternate mode, and then we'll come back in the robot mode. I'll power him up with his forearm weapons and the rest of them, and we'll see how he compares as well. Okay, let's go to the alternate mode. So then we're back, and he's in one of his alternate modes. I suppose this is the one that's referred to as his bipedial alternate mode, which basically means he's obviously like the gorilla on all fours. A quick apology for no transformation process on this video. It's uploaded separately to keep the length of the video down and not to spoil it for yourselves, guys, because this is quite an intricate and very clever transformation process. If we look at this guy, the detail on the head is brilliant. There's full articulation here. You can turn it side to side, make him look up and down. Again, the shoulder joints were the same as the robot mode. You can turn them around, turn around at the elbows, turn around at the wrists, and a lot of the robotic parts, I say, are pretty much all covered up by this, fake looking fur, fake looking skin. You can see you've got articulation bends at the knees. I'm going to show you a little bit more about that in a second. You can as well, if you wanted to, you can still store these weapons when he's in this particular mode, even though it doesn't really show you, but you just can if you want to, just so you're not going to lose anything. But what I will show you is, if you have a look at the stock image on the back, these guns should not be there. And or are they the handles? Actually, no, they're the handles, but there is some images with the guns which are tucked neatly away into there. So you can actually, if you wanted to, you could bring the guns out. You can see that's where the head is. I don't want to give too much else away about the transformation. As I say, it is quite clever. What I will do, though, is I'll do part of the transformation for you now to get him up into the standing alternate mode. So it's just a case of double bending the knees and then folding them over on themselves like this. So bring them out, and then you can see there what you can do is you can fold them back over and on themselves like that. So as I say, it's a double flexing knee, and then we can turn the head down, close all the back up, and then turn the arms around like so. So that's the more, I suppose, recognized standing version of Optimus Primal. And again, you can pop these in his hands, close them up like so. Just a great figure, and I'm quite lucky that I was able to go back and get this because I never got it first time around, and just really impressed, as I say, with these beast figures as soon as I started buying them. I think it was Netflix's fault that I went and got a couple of these, and yeah, I mean, look at him. I think he looks great. He displays awesome. And there's all the articulation I was on about again. So you can see you've got the knees, you've got the head, everything. It's just a really, really poseable and good looking figure. One final thing to do then, we're going to come back. He's going to be back in his robot mode. We'll power him up with all of his accessories and do some comparisons. Right then, back for the final time in his robot mode, and this is because how I'm going to be choosing to display him. So let's have a good look at him now. He's fully transformed the way he should be. So we've even got rid of the skirt at the back. It's all tucked up away. There's a little hollow bit here, but that's obviously due to the fact that you can bend the knees fully inside themselves. I love the fact that a lot of the gorilla stuff is tucked away. We've got more robot I suppose points to look at under the, of course, which were covered by the shoulder joints, of course the chest, the arms, and of course we can aim these missile launchers over his shoulder, but we've also got these here inside the forearm. Now I can push it through, but what I like to do is use the weapons to make sure I push it right the way through and out. And what you've got here is these little launchers, little rocket launchers there on the side of his forearms, which brilliant. Just something so simple like that, and I think it makes a big difference. This one seems to come out quite a bit further. Is this one super stiff, or let's have a look? Anyway, there they are. So you can see now that he is powered up and yeah, looking like a force to be reckoned with. Before I put the weapons in his hand, I said I'd show you the difference between the Netflix ones. Now the first difference I'm going to show you is the weapons. These obviously are a bit more silver, maybe a bit more premium finish. That's from the Netflix one. With regard to the actual figure, you've got difference in the toes, and I suppose there's a lot more, is it gunmetal grey in it? It just looks a bit darker. There's more, yeah, more gunmetal grey in this particular one version. The blue's a little bit darker, the black's a little bit darker, the white's darker, it's more cream, and as we've just seen, the blades are in fact a little bit more, maybe premium, I don't really know. They just look more silver. So there's the Netflix one. Let's stand him up, and I'm going to move him out of the way now anyway, because I'm going to power this guy up, put his swords in his hands. These just fit normally, and I've already shown you where you can attach them to the back. And let's pop this in, and it wouldn't be right if we didn't do a very quick comparison or see how he displays with, of course, Kingdom Cheetor, he says, who won't balance. There he is. There you go, guys. Just wanted to, as I say, share this with you. I know he's a couple of years old, but what a great figure. And he seems to be still about now and again in a few places on a bit of a reduced price. So if you've not got one yet, maybe he's worth having a look at. He's definitely one that's really turned my head again. Really impressed with him. Let me know what you think, guys. Take care.
Thanks for watching. Like and comment, and don't forget to subscribe.